election season, you hear the same complaints. There's no way they deserve that position. Or I don't even care who wins. I don't like any of the picks. These complaints, unfortunately, are most commonly given by those who didn't bother to vote. This brings up the idiom, it's the pot calling the kettle black, which brings up the hypocrisy of those criticizing the people who did take the time to vote when they did not do so themselves. Combat this hypocrisy by voting in the Pro Bowl. Vote in the Pro Bowl for two reasons. One, support the tradition, and two, support the players. Tradition is a huge part of the NFL, and this is no different in the Pro Bowl, which brings me to my first point, support for tradition. Host of the NFL Network, Rich Eisen, states in his book that the Pro Bowl is the all-star game of the NFL. Every year, the best of the best match up in the ultimate competition of athleticism. The best players in the NFC come together to battle the best players in the NFC. This game is typically held at the end of the season, after the Super Bowl. However, as of last year, this was changed to before the Super Bowl. This change has created quite the controversy due to the fact that those individuals whose teams have made it to the championship are unable to play in the game. Regardless of this change, the tradition of the Pro Bowl remains strong. According to NFL.com, the first Pro Bowl was held in 1939. That season's chosen All-Stars competed against the championship team, which just so happened to be the New York Giants. In the very first Pro Bowl, the All-Stars lost. However, in 1971, the concept changed to battling the AFC versus the NFC. This celebration of the rivalry between the AFC and the NFC brings together players and fans from 16 teams on each side and encourages camaraderie and good sportsmanship. Voting in the Pro Bowl ensures the tradition of glorifying exceptional athletes continues, which brings me to my second point. Vote or support the players. As Rich Eisen says in his book, he extensively describes the voting process. The players are voted into the Pro Bowl by the coaches, their fellow athletes, and most importantly, the fans. Each vote accounts for 1/3 of the entire selection. Thus, voting in the Pro Bowl is one election in which your vote actually may contribute. Former New York Giants defensive end and all-time Pro Bowler Michael Strahan states that being inducted into the Pro Bowl is a great honor and a source of status for your team. Thus, every fan should do their duty as a fan and vote their favorite players into the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl allows players that may not have been able to play in the championship game to get the recognition and celebration that they deserve. Which brings me again to the idiom that it's the pot calling the kettle black. If you as a fan don't do your duty in voting for your team, then you have no right to criticize the players that actually get inducted. In order to avoid the complaints of the displeased but uninvolved fans, take this weekend to observe the candidates for the Pro Bowl. Vote in the Pro Bowl for two main reasons: support the tradition and support the